Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, and here are my predictions for this weekend's Premiership matches. Let's start with West Ham versus Liverpool. Well, West Ham, they lost last week to Crystal Palace 5-1, I think it was. It looks like that West Ham are not gonna have a very good end to the season, and of course there's rumours going around that David Moyes might be leaving West Ham at the end of the season. I can't really see where he can take West Ham anymore. He's took them as far as he can. It's probably time for somebody else to come in and do something better with West Ham, because the West Ham fans are not happy with David Moyes. I don't think they like the way his style of play. You know, West Ham, what West Ham are like, used to be years ago. They used to be, well, play the West Ham way. They used to be attack-minded in the glory days they had, when Bobby Moore was there and Jeff Hurst and Martin Peters. They had those three greats for West Ham, and but I think, like I said, I think he's taken West Ham as far as he can. So I wouldn't be surprised in the summer that, well, at the end of the season, West Ham will be looking for a new manager for the start of next season. West Ham at the moment, they are 8th. And Liverpool, well, it looks like Liverpool are out of no longer in the running for win the Premier League. They did beat Fulham last weekend, but they lost to Everton the other night. That defeat has virtually ended any hope that Liverpool have of winning the Premiership. It's now it's not a 3-horse race anymore. It's a 2-horse race between Arsenal and Manchester City. West Ham have won 13, lost 12. Liverpool have lost 22, lost 4. This one, I think I'm going to go for West Ham. I'm going to go with West Ham. I'm going to go West Ham to beat Liverpool. West Ham 2, Liverpool 0. Defeat tomorrow will put an end to Liverpool's chances of winning the Premier League. Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Fulham are 13th and Crystal Palace, they are 14th. And of course Fulham lost to Liverpool last Sunday, and Crystal Palace beat West Ham. Before the Liverpool defeat, Fulham were doing all right. They were winning the matches, but they've lost. You know, that defeat last weekend has probably knocked the stuffing out of them. And Crystal Palace, well, since they beat Liverpool, they've gone on a winning run. Crystal Palace have 39 points. They still need a few wins to just be absolutely safe. This, you know, hope of stopping up in the Premier League, but the points they've got I can't see them being dragged into the relegation fight. But they still need a win, get to 40 points, and they'll be safe. Fulham have won 12, lost 16. Crystal Palace have won 10, lost 15. This one I'm going to go for Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 1. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace to win. Man United versus Burnley. Of course, Man United are 6th and Burnley are 19th. Man United just managed to scrape through to the cup final last weekend when they beat Coventry, but they had to do it the hard way. They had to do it on penalties. And of course, Manchester United were winning 3-0 at half one time, but Coventry came back to draw 3-3 in 90 minutes, and then it went to extra time and then penalties. Of course, Coventry missed some penalties. Like I said, Man United were lucky. Man United have won 16, lost 12. Burnley have won 5, lost 21. And of course, Burnley beat Sheffield United last weekend. Could they go to Old Trafford tomorrow and beat Manchester United? You never know. Of course, Manchester United won in the week. They beat Sheffield United. Well, you know, I've got a feeling that Burnley might get something from tomorrow's match. I think they might go to Manchester United and beat them. This one, I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Man... I think I'm going to go for Man United. Man United 3, Burnley 2. It won't be... Burnley won't make it easy for Manchester United. Newcastle versus Sheffield United. Well, Newcastle are 7th. And of course, Sheffield United are bottom. I think another defeat will most certainly see them down, I think. And of course, Newcastle lost in the week to Crystal Palace, and Sheffield United lost to Man United. Newcastle won 15, lost 13. I mean, you can see why Sheffield United are where they am, bottom. They've only won 3 matches all season. Well, that's not enough to keep them in the Premiership. They've lost 24. This one I'm going to go for Newcastle 4, Sheffield United 0. Wolves versus Luton. Well, Wolves are 12th. Of course, Luton are 18th. Wolves, it looks like Wolves are going to finish in the bottom half of the table come the end of the season. Not long ago, people were talking about Wolves possibly playing in Europe next season, but doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going to finish 12th. Luton, well, I think Luton are doomed. Wolves lost to Bournemouth the other night. Will Luton go to Wolves tomorrow and win? Well, you never know. Wolves have won 12, lost 15. Luton, well, you can see why Luton are where they are. They've won 6, lost 21. This one I'm going to go for Wolves. Wolves 2, Luton 1. Everton versus Brentford. Well, Everton have had a good week. They beat Nottingham Forest last weekend and they beat Liverpool the other night. And Brentford beat Luton last weekend 5-1. Of course, Everton have still got those point deductions. Everton are another team that need wins to stay up. And Everton, of course, are 16th. Brentford, well, they're 2 places above them in 15th. And Brentford are not having a very good season this time, like they did last season. Everton won 11, lost 15, whereas Brentford have only won 9 all season, lost 17. Could Everton end the week on another win? I'm going to go for Everton 2, Brentford 0. Villa versus Chelsea. Villa, of course, are 4th, and Chelsea are 9th. Looks like the way things are going, Villa will probably be playing in the Champions League next season. Even though I don't like Villa, but it'll be nice if they could finish 4th to see a Midlands team playing the Champions League next season. As for Chelsea, well, I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. They've had an absolutely terrible season. I mean, the other week, Monday, they beat Everton 6-0, and the other night they went and lost to Arsenal 5-0. I can't understand what's gone wrong with Chelsea this season. The players they've got, they spend such a lot of money on buying players, they don't seem to be doing any good. Villa won 20, lost 8. Chelsea won 13, lost 11. Chelsea shouldn't be losing 5-0 to Arsenal. And of course, I did read in the paper the other day that the Chelsea players are threatening to revolt if there's any attempt to sack Pochettino. I can't see what that's going to do if they sack him, what difference it'll make. So really, Chelsea ought to keep him there for next season to see if Chelsea can have a better season next season. I don't think they'll have a better result tomorrow. I think Villa will beat them. I'm going to go for Villa 3, Chelsea 0. Although saying that, you never know, Chelsea could go there and beat Villa, but not the way Villa are playing at the moment. Bournemouth versus Brighton. Bournemouth at the moment are 10th. Well, they're more safe this season, but they still need another win just to make sure. Just to make maybe a couple of wins just to make sure they're safe. Brighton on the other hand, well, Brighton are not having a very good season, are they? They're 11th. Of course, Manchester City beat them last night 4-0. Bournemouth have won 12, lost 13. Brighton have won 11, lost 11. Will the Brighton manager Robert De Zerbi be still at Brighton for the start of next season, or will he go to another club and Brighton will be looking for another manager in the summer? But we shall see. Bournemouth have won 12, lost 13. Brighton have won 11, lost 11. This one I'm going to go for Bournemouth. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 0. Tottenham versus Arsenal. Well, this is the London derby. Tottenham versus Arsenal. Of course, Tottenham are 5th, and they're still trying to chase Villa for 4th, finishing hoping to play in the Champions League next season. Of course, Arsenal are trying to win the Premier League. Tottenham won 18, lost 8. Arsenal won 24, lost 5. This one I'm going to go for Tottenham 0, Arsenal 2. Arsenal will win 2-0. Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City. Well, Forest are 17th, and of course Manchester City are 2nd, chasing after Arsenal. Forest have won 7, lost 18. Manchester City have won 23, only lost 3. Of course, Forest were another victim of VAR last weekend against Everton. They should have thought they should have had 3 penalties, and of course they at the end of the match they tweeted out a tweet about accusing the referee of being a Luton fan. So they're going to be in trouble with the FA. They're most likely going to cop a fine, and it'll be a big fine as well. Manchester City, of course, are chasing after Arsenal to win the Premier League. This one I'm going to go for Forest 0, Manchester City 4. I think they'll beat Forest 4-0 like they beat Brighton last night. Chelsea, well, that's the end of my predictions for this weekend's Premiership matches. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all again in another video.